We totally love to do that. That would be really cool. Yeah. Well, and it's, that we live in a great world where that's totally possible. Hey, welcome everybody out there
Yeah.
watching. I've got a great special treat for you. If you're tuning in here today, you're tuning in because you saw somewhere we put it out there that today is a free land flipping session with one of the greats, really. And it's such a hot topic right now. Such a hot topic. I don't really know why, but I want to find out today why land flipping is like the biggest topic going right now. And I've got the best guy in the whole world to tell us why, and that's Brent Bowers, one of the land sharks. You've probably seen him on other things. He's a pretty popular guy. And so he's come here today as a special treat for us here at Real Estate Wholesalers Club to share about flipping land. So welcome, Brent Bowers.
Hey, I
Thanks
am
for being here.
excited. I'm excited. We got to get you, Justin, on the Wholesaling Inc. podcast as well. That's a
I,
fun podcast. I want to hear what you're doing with these lease options.
I would love that. That sounds great, because I got the whole t-shirt that says I buy houses. And I was thinking this morning when I got dressed, I need one that says I buy land.
Yeah, you do. I need one too, actually. I usually just wear a land shirt, and that's about all I wear usually, just a land shirt. Today I dressed
Yeah.
up because we're heading out of town. But yeah, I mean, land right now is hot. I feel like no one was talking about it back in 2016, and I was thinking to myself, "Am I crazy? Am I the only one doing this?" But I've always kind of tried to stay away from the herd mentality. I come from a place called Okeechobee, Florida. That's a where our biggest producer of income is cattle, and I know one thing about cattle, and that's eventually they're born to die. They're born to be slaughtered. So I never want to go with the herd. So I
Right.
love how lease options are is a little different than most, and so is land because I don't want to be following the herd because that's when you get slaughtered. And yes, land is absolutely hot right now. I feel like even my barber was talking about doing land deals now. So I'm just
Wow.
thinking to myself, didn't we see this back in 2008 when our the barista at Starbucks was doing house flips? So I don't think we've missed the boat. I think we're right behind the wave right now. But there's a lot of new exciting things happening. So I'm going to pause for a minute, but I want to talk about the new systems that are coming out, the tools, what I
Wow.
what I just
Yeah.
got access to. Actually, I'm about to get access to. That only Toll Brothers and Pulte Homes and like DR Horton have had access to this whole
Mm.
time. Now, small guys like us, normal guys, are going to have powerful tools at our advantage. But I'll pause for a minute. This is your show.
Oh, you said I'm a normal guy, and that's a compliment. Thank you.
Well, I just meant like regular people.
No, I
We're not.
know.
I'm not a
I'm
billion.
abnormal by a long stretch, very unusual. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I really want to hear about that, and I'm so honored that you're here today, man. I know you're a busy guy, headed out of town to go to a Brooks and Dunn concert. I'm jealous a little bit. I gotta be honest, man. I'm a little
A little
jealous,
bit.
man. I love to vacation. I love to hit up concerts. I've seen some pretty good concerts. I haven't seen those guys. It sounds like a lot of fun. It's good to see Angel here in the room. It's good to see Ty in the room. If anybody out there wants to join in, please do so. You can right here in the Zoom room at zoomjustin.com. Okay. Hop in here. Otherwise, go ahead and acknowledge us in the chat where you're at right there. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. I'll try to keep track of the chat if you've got questions, if you can't come into the Zoom room, but please come into the Zoom room if you can. And thank you for being a part of this. If it wasn't for you, we'd just be a group of people hanging out. So thanks for watching. Brent, tell us about this. You just said there's some tools that have come on the horizon for little guys like us and normal
Yeah, just
guys. Yeah.
normal people, not multi-billion-dollar corporations. I didn't get into this to get rich. I got into this because I wanted to be home more often. I was always away in the military. I was always on another training program. We had to get to the field or training for combat deployment number
Yeah.
three. And when you have a wife and kids, it's not much of a family life. So I had a problem I was running away from. I
Hey,
wasn't
dude.
trying to do.
Hey, thanks for your service, man. Thanks for your
Thank
service.
you.
My heart goes out to you, man. I feel like I'm a patriot and I love other patriots, people that are willing to invest in their country. God bless you, dude. Thank you for that. Sorry to interrupt, but it's important for
No,
me to say thank you.
interrupt away. It gives me a chance to breathe and take a drink of water. And I just want to just shout out to Angel and Ty and Ken. Welcome to.
Yeah.
I love that you guys are on camera. This is really cool. I love the interactive. I love how you do this, Justin. And it's an honor to be on here for the second time. I can't believe you had me back. But just the fact that you guys are on camera just is, I mean, people want to sit behind a computer and not be there. So you guys are getting out there. You're getting the education from this channel. And I know, Ty, you're probably pretty close to doing a land deal. I know you've been working some things. So I'm excited to hopefully get some feedback from you today. Hopefully we can hear where you're at with your.
Some questions for you. Yes, sir.
All right, let's do
Ooh,
them.
questions. That's great. I like that.
All
Super.
right. I'll answer Justin's question, and then you guys are welcome to interrupt me at any time. I actually prefer it because then it allows my brain to catch up with my mouth. So the new systems, I don't have the licenses yet. They're making me buy several licenses. I got to buy 5 licenses just to get access to even test it out. But it's going to show me like transmission lines, power lines, where power is at across the entire country, where water's at, where sewer is already at. And if you think about this, this is pretty powerful for all these big time builders, even small builders, because most of them want a shovel ready piece of dirt. What does that mean? Like it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
They can just literally go in and connect. It's like your electric car. You want to plug into something, right?
Right.
The water, the electric, the sewer, the gas line. So if I know where those things are at, I have a competitive advantage from against most people. And I'm trying to figure out a way to make that available to all of our land sharks as well, because that's powerful. That I mean, we like our community members get deals usually within about 3 to 6 months. We keep it really small. We can't take on everybody. And then on average, they make anywhere from like $7,500 to about $92,000 net profit. But what's really cool is I've been doing what I'm now calling small deals. I started out with $200 or $300 land deals, and I'll sell them for $5,000. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to get smart, so I'm going to buy these land deals for $1,000 and sell them for $10,000. And then I started seller financing them, and then I started making passive income. And then I mean, I haven't had a real job since 2018, but we got out of the military, and we were making roughly $9,800 a month in just land payments. That was people
Wow.
paying us every single month. But there was a catch to that. Here's the problem. They were all paying off in like 12 and 18 months because I was
Mm,
like, velocity of money. I got to get my money back quick. I got to get my
right.
profit back quick. Well, the problem was they paid off quick. Now we do more like 30-year mortgages, interest only loans, like where it's basically like they're renting the land from us for a very long time. So, because I want that passive income to keep continuously giving,
Sure.
because I don't want to be on the transaction treadmill.
Right.
You can get caught up in just doing deal after deal after deal, and then
Starting
it's just this.
over all the
Yeah,
time. Like, oh God, I got to start over now, and I'm too
yeah,
old for that.
yeah. I would leave the closing table and get right back to work. And it's like, I get a big chunk of money in my bank account, which is absolutely addicting, by the way.
Yes.
And then it turned into another job. It's like I left my job in May 2018 and I created another one. So I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a visionary, and I'm guilty of putting too many things on my plate all the time. We're builders,
Yes.
and we want to build, we want to grow, we want to like, I think all entrepreneurs, and I learned this from a coach. A coach. I'm going to actually be having a conversation with her in about an hour. I have coaches on everything, by the way, because I want to compress time frames, have better relationships, have better businesses, be in better shape. But one of my coaches told me, Brent, you need a financial planner, because she's like, do you have a financial planner? I was like, heck no, I make a lot more money than a financial planner. Why would I take advice from a financial planner? That was my ego talking, by the way.
Right.
But the financial planner tells us, like, listen, you don't have to keep moving the goalpost. You don't have to keep changing your goals as you reach it, because you never stop. You entrepreneurs never stop. You got to have a happiness point. And
Right.
you do such a great job of it, Justin. Like, you and your wife are always on vacation,
Thank you.
and your house is paid for, and
Yes.
supposedly you don't live in a mansion, which I don't believe that. But you know, you got to have a goalpost that's planted. So I wish I would have like took some time when I got out of the military to appreciate that, $9,800 a month that was coming in. But I went right back to work and created myself another job. And this time freedom that I had, it went away really quickly. And I keep having to go back to base, back to ground zero, like almost like, because we're like, we stay out of balance and you got to rebalance again. It's a balancing act. So I know that's nothing about land, but that just came up on my heart
So
to
true.
talk about.
No, that's good, man. I love that kind of philosophy and thought because, it dawned on me one day that if I don't make some kind of philosophical change in how I run my life, I'm going to work every day until I'm dead. And and that's not what I want. In fact, I tried to get into this business to escape the have to work all the time syndrome that I was currently living in. So it then dawned on me that the solution is to create a lifestyle where I work, but yet I'm living a happy life of freedom and enjoyment, doing stuff like what you and your beautiful wife are doing right now, heading out of town, going to West Palm Beach, Florida, just to hear Brooks and Dunn. Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, yep, you still have your business, you still have your work, you're doing a little work right now, as a matter of fact, but yet you're kind of
Oh,
not
this isn't
working
work.
too.
This is not work. I
So
don't
great
call this
point,
work. I
Brent.
enjoy this. I really enjoy this.
Hey, Brent, it reminds
So
me of
yeah, thank you.
the Rich Dad Poor Dad. He talks about having people smarter than you on your team, and you said you're hiring coaches. That's really admirable. And you got, so you're always getting feedback. You're always kind of, rubbing shoulders like the iron sharpens iron, with other people. Let them do that work. Let them do the advisory financial paperwork, and you go to concerts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I started changing because I used to say that all the time. I do what I do best, and I find other people to help me out with the rest, or I contract out the rest, or I hire smarter people. But I learned also from a coach is you got to say what you want only and never downplay yourself. Now I say I attract really smart people that have the same vision as I do, and they're
There you
really
go.
good at one thing, and we let them have their superpower. I don't want to improve on what I'm not good at. I want to improve on what I'm good at and
Right.
focus on what I'm good at, and have other people on my team to just help me row in the same direction. But let's get into land deals.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to start with your questions, Ty, or I can tell you guys what's working really well for me right now and my land sharks. And I almost forgot about this, but going back to the software program that I'm about to get access to, I've been doing this without this whole time. You don't need all these special things. You don't need to spend a fortune. But and I've also upped my game. I up my game every year in my land business because of my land shark community members, my community members. I started the community. I'm a part of this community though. And like, we've got a guy named Alfredo Elias, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. He just came back from Vietnam. He's been kite sailing for 6 months. He literally just does a land deal like every few months. He's always exploring the world. Now he's in Germany. He's in Prague, and he's doing a $15 million deal, land deal.
Wow.
I talked to him about a year ago. He was doing $500,000, $450,000 land deals. I'm just like, these are my rabbits. I see these guys doing it. I was like, well,
Yeah.
if he can do it, I can do it too. And he's traveling the world. He's in Vietnam.
Right.
I can do this from the United States. So I'm learning from the community members as well. And I almost feel like I'm a double agent. I get to see what's working for land investors all over the country. So I'd love to share that today as well.
Yeah, I'd love for you to share that too. That that sounds incredible, man. That's exactly the kind of lifestyle that I think most people dream of, but never step out really to attain that. They try this or they try that, but look at what's possible. I mean, how beautiful to go where you want, do what you want, and still be able to pop a deal every few is that all right if I use country lingo like that? You got to pop a deal every now and then, put it in the bank, and then go
Yeah,
live your life.
yeah, you got to make some money, give back, tithe, pay Caesar, pay Uncle Sam, and do it all over again. Like it's like, I was thinking today in the shower, it's like, you know, if I took off for a year, I could probably pick right back up where I left off, you know,
Bingo.
type
Yeah.
thing. So what's working right now for me personally is I'm doing really well with I love sending what I call land offer letters. And I probably shared this last time, and I want to just
Yes.
encourage people. We just got 74 acres in the Carolinas for $96,000 under contract. They emailed us the purchase agreement that I sent out, which is my land offer letter, and I'll share that with you guys. If anybody wants to download a copy of that, go to the landsharks.com/LOL as in land offer letter, or laugh out loud, which because we just got a smoking hot deal. So we're trying to figure out some access challenges with it right now. So we're waiting on to hear back from the closing attorney. But if this land is what I think it is, it's worth over $315,000. We just got it under contract for $96,000.
Wow. Wow. Would you say it was worth 300,000?
Over 300,000.
Wow. And you got it under contract for 90 something thousand. So this
Yeah.
now my brain goes back to, sorry, I'm going to write this offer down that you just made everybody here, so I can show it. And then
Yeah.
people will be able to see the link. But my brain goes right back to ugly house stuff. And you know how when somebody's trying to flip a ugly house, like a ugly wholesale deal, they're usually looking for something like 50 cents on the dollar. Like how
Yeah.
often do they find something over 300,000 and then they contract it for 90?
It happens. Me and another land shark just did a deal in Florida, up in the Panhandle for we got it under contract for 105. Actually, I didn't get it under contract. I was just a funding guy for it. He reached out. Sometimes we fund deals for our land sharks. I don't always have the funds for it, but I'd love to do it when I can. But he got it under contract for 110, actually 110. We ended up selling it roughly in like a couple weeks for 205,000 to the neighbor. I
Wow.
mean, who is the best buyer? It's called probability brokerage. Brokering is what I learned from one of my other land sharks, Matthew Drain. Little shout out to him. By the way, he's hiring more commercial real estate agents. He is blowing up his business. Shout out to Matthew Drain. He's hiring, but he taught me about what's called probability brokering, and he sells most of the time to the neighbors because who would want it? I love that whiteboard. The
There you go.
landsharks.com/LOL.
Yeah.
Laugh out loud. Seriously, I still laugh out loud that people send me these purchase agreements back, and it's money. Now they're not always that big. I mean, I'm just as happy seeing one that we get under contract for 15,000 and we sell it for 30 or 28,000. Those keep the lights on, those keep the letters going out, feed the beast. But it's just going back to probability brokering is who is the person that's most likely to want to buy that land or pay the most for it. A lot of times it's the neighbor, the neighbor, not always, but a lot of times it will be. And I want to say at least 20% of the time. And then that's what's working well for me right now. So how do I do this? Hey, Shepard, how are you? Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate that you're on camera
Yeah, it's
too.
good to see everybody.
Maybe we can get Ken on camera too. But we go in to places like Redfin and we search our own backyard. You can start your own backyard, but you don't have to be tied to your backyard. You're not a tree. You can pick up and move. You're not planted anywhere. But
I
we
love
go
that.
and
That's great. Yeah.
we
You're not a
we
tree. You can get up and
yeah.
move.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
if you're going to be any tree, you want to be a weeping willow. They kind of sway with the wind. But we figure out where land is in demand. What does demand mean? Well, we want to see it trading. We want to see it selling. And I don't care if it's 1 or 2 parcels in 6 months or 13 parcels in 7 days. That's demand.
Mm-hmm.
That's demand, enough demand for me. And then what I want to know too is what is that land selling for? Now there's states like Utah and Texas, they're called non-disclosure states. And you can see what the last listed price is, But that's just one more step. You just got to talk to a smart realtor or a land specialist realtor, and they can give you the price per square foot and the price per acre. But what we're trying to do is, one, figure out where the demand's at. Two, we're going to then price it out, and we can think micro. And most on sending these letters out perfectly with the price. You're never going to be perfect. And when they're like, Brent, do you offer 40 cents on the dollar? Do you offer 50 cents on the dollar? Do you offer 60 cents on the dollar? The answer is 3 words. I don't know. Shout out to our Uncle Claude there. He taught me that. Powerful words. I don't know, because I don't know what these sellers are thinking. Every seller is different. There's over 300 counties in the United States. There are so many land deals out there, and sellers are all types. So I don't know if it's 40 cents on the dollar offer or 50 cents on the dollar. But what I like to do is I like to backwards plan these deals. So if they're selling for 100, and I want to make $10,000. If they're selling for 100,000, I want to make 10,000. And guys, I started out with $300 land deals, and I thought I literally won the lottery when I sold the first one for 5,000, because I used to make $4,500 a month in the military. I was working over 50, 60-hour weeks, away from home 7 days a week sometimes when I was in the field training or on deployment. Like, an extra $5,000 in 1 month to me was literally like life changing. I just doubled my money. Hey, welcome, Kevin. Thanks for jumping on. Come on camera. But we figure out what the land's selling for on average. So if it's selling for 100,000, I want to make 10,000. You can make anything you want. You just put it out there. I say shoot for 10 at least. And then we figure out what the realtor's going to make. So that's just called 6%, closing costs, another few percent. Okay, we're offering, I'm just pulling this out of my hat. This comes out to about 69 cents on the dollar. That gives room for profit for me. It gives room to pay the realtor. We have a little buyer discount in there because we want to sell it at a discount, right? We don't want to sitting out there not selling. We got to be attractive. And how do I make my land attractive to people? 1, I sell it for a little bit less than everyone else. And 2, I offer seller financing. I'll let people make payments, because how do Americans think? Americans think
that is so hot right now too.
Yeah, it's like we don't need banks.
Right.
But we should think like the banks, because why are the banks the biggest, prettiest buildings in every city in every state? Right. One is because they borrow your money, called a checking account, and they lend that money out at zero, or they lend that money out. They're paying you 0% interest on it. And 2, they understand compounding interest. So that's what I do. I most of the time I sell these parcels of land on 30-year mortgages at 12% interest. And most of the time they pay me off in 5 to 7 years. And most of the time that interest is front and loaded.
That's incredible to become the bank, really, is what you're doing. Yeah, becoming the bank in lieu of a bank and making the bank's profits instead of them making the profits. Hey, Brent, is it okay if I, you made this offer, thelandsharks.com/LOL to get the land offer letter. Would it be okay if I show on screen just a small excerpt of that land offer letter? Because there's something I'd like to bring up about it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to share screens.
This is your show, Justin. I'm just here to dance like a monkey.
Well, this is the land offer letter. So this is how Brent makes offers. And correct me if I overstep here, but
yeah.
Now you see, everybody, it says that this offer is contingent upon the following terms: buyer's confirmation of parcel size and other due diligence. Said properties to be sold free and clear of all encumbrances, with good marketable title and full possession to said property available to buyer at date of closing. And every effort will be made to close this transaction by 30 days of you receiving this offer or sooner. So these are some like, hey, these are the I don't know clauses, or I don't know yet clauses, right? And depending on what the answers are to these questions, we may not close this deal, because what if there's problems with the land, or what if there's encumbrances, like there's no way to access the property, or maybe there's a driveway on it that's owned by the neighbor, or there's other situations that make this difficult to purchase and to do what you want to do with. But as far as putting these kind of things in the land offer letter, you've got it all thought through. You've got it all in there so that you feel free to go ahead and make offers as often as you want to. Is that correct?
I try and make at least 500 offers a week. I've been doing that for several years now, many years
Wow.
now, actually. We started this in 2016. So think about this. I primed that pump a long time ago, and there's water flowing through. Think about the red farmhouse pump. Once you get the water flowing, you don't have to pump it as hard. You just better not let it stop. You can pay someone to do it. You can automate it, whatever. But I want to make at least 500 offers a week, because that keeps consistent deal flow. Generally, that gets me 1 to 2 deals a month. It averages right now, and I just want to be very transparent. I've got to send about 1,500 letters right now for one of those 1,500 of those to get one accepted back that will make at least 10,000. A few years ago, if I sent out 200 of those, I would get a deal. 200.
Okay.
So things have changed a little bit. I don't know if it's an election year that's changing it, or interest rates, or what, or
Sure.
people are realizing, they've been being told for years now your land's worth a fortune. So we're seeing a little bit different, landscape, but there's so many things you can do as well on the negotiation side that we learned from our Uncle Claude.
Sure.
That if you get them on the phone or communicate with them, follow up with them, deals are to be had. So yeah, I try and send as many of those letters out as possible, and that's working very well for us. And it's
So it's
just,
a numbers game still, just like all the other real estate, niches. This is a numbers game. Once you have equipped yourself with the right materials here, which you do offer folks. And
yeah,
by the
it's
way,
definitely.
feel free to go over to the website, everybody, and get this land offer letter for yourself. But it's playing the numbers. How do you send out 500 offers in a week? Let me know how you
Yeah,
do that.
and that's the trick right there. So we got another program. If anybody wants to go to the landsharks.com/CRM, we use this program to launch these out for us. And it's really cool. You can get phone calls directly into it. I don't own it.
Wow.
That's just, I am an affiliate for Pebble. That's what I use personally to send out these letters. That makes it so easy. I used to handwrite these, by the way. Me and my wife would
Wow.
go
Wow.
in the basement. We would put our first child down for bedtime, and we'd go and like literally write until our hands would fall off. That's how we started this. Now they've got all these softwares. It's crazy. They can send sequential mailings. They can change the mailings up, and that's the big thing right now, guys. Like, let me give you this gold nugget. You want to consistently be remailing these people, like, because I would say do a smaller amount of people, a smaller amount of landowners, and hit them more consistently. It's like, how many times did you have to go on a date before you got married? You weren't trying to date 1,000 people and then, like, no, you
I
found one and
was.
you just
I
can.
was. I was trying
Yeah,
to date 1,000 people.
that's because we'll leave it at that. But it's like,
Right.
think about it. You got to go on a date more than 2 or 3 times to get married. So it's the same thing with buying a piece of land. Like, yes, do I get deals on the first mailing sometimes? Yes, but I'm also getting deals on the third and the fourth and the fifth touch as
Hmm.
well.
Right. That's great.
So
That's
did you
super.
guys talk about larger parcels and like holding them and doing like entitlements on them? Because I've got some clients that do, build to rent subdivisions and things of that nature. And recently they've been telling me that, some of the larger builders have kind of gotten behind the 8 ball on developed lots. And so is that a part of your strategy?
So I have not been doing entitlements and subdivides and zoning changes. I'm slowly getting more and more into that. We just finished up on a project, and at the beginning of this call, I actually just got access to. Well, I'm about to get access, but we finally got the demo. We're about to buy the licenses to the system that these developers have had opportunities to use, like Pulte Homes and DR Hort and Toll Brothers. They've only had access to this from this point. Now they're making it available to like normal people like us, where we can see these transmission lines, these power lines, these water lines, these sewer lines, where the zoning use changes are at, where the county wants to see density. So yes, slowly getting into those. I mean, it's the same exact method of finding a small deal as finding a multi couple 100 acre parcel.
Right.
It's really cool, the power that that we're about to have the opportunity to use these systems. So yes, the entitlement plays are coming. Personally, for me, I'm not an expert in them. I'm an expert in finding, what we call infill buildable lots or recreational land or agricultural land, but it's the same exact methods. I was just happy, I'm in and I'm out of the deal and I'm paid fast. Entitlement play, I just spent 2 years on one.
Right. Right.
Not everyone's got the backing to pay $150,000 to an engineer to do that. Now that's, it's almost like that's like 12th grade.
Yeah.
Like if I can teach people, how to like do a $5,000 deal and then consistently make $10,000 or $20,000 a month, then you graduate into those multi-million-dollar parcels. We got Alfredo Elias. He just told me the other day he's doing a $15 million land deal.
Right. Yeah.
That's like,
yeah. It's a different play, but with your skill set, I just thought that it would be a natural progression for sure. And because the big builders don't like carrying land on their books, and so they'll pay a premium for the developed lots, but they don't want to carry the land.
Yeah, most of them prefer shovel ready. They want you to own it. They don't want you to assign the contract. Basically, if anybody's like, what does that mean? When you assign a contract, that means you are getting the land under contract and you are selling your contract to another person. They want that land shovel ready. They want it to where they can just connect their houses to water, sewer, electric. Preferably if you've got roads and curbs in, that's even better. But that's even kind of stretching it there. And I'm not a developer. I'm not a builder. I just want to source the land and sell it.
Yeah. No, I just listening to you talk, I just thought that it would definitely be on your radar. It just seems like it because it's a premium. They pay a premium for it for sure.
Yes, I do. And there's a building happening right now. It's just crazy the amount of land clearing I'm seeing and the amount of it's booming. It's like, yeah, the interest rates have went up. They're talking about the economy and all these things, but I mean, there's no shortage of people buying land right now and building houses. It's just incredible.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Brent, you answered one of my questions. I mean, you're going ahead of like developing areas and you're putting deals in, or excuse me, offers in on the land, right? Because like I'm in Arizona, I drive by like every week some land that's for sale, or between here and Tucson and Phoenix, there's tons of land out here, and it seems like they're building a lot up closer to Phoenix. So
yeah, it's I don't know if I missed your question or not. That there is land everywhere. I generally don't buy it on market.
There is land everywhere.
That sounds like what's the guy? The baseball player. That sounds like one of his statements. There's land everywhere. I like that. That's great. That's a great response, Brent.
Everywhere you look.
Yeah.
The one question, well, the question was, do you like kind of go ahead? Do you jump in a helicopter and be like, hey, looks like they're going to build that way. Let's put some offers on that land over there. Or are you just scrubbing your list from title companies, like from here to there, I guess? Where do you get most of your leads for your offers?
Yeah. Okay. I now understand. I'm sorry. I did. Thanks for reiterating the question because I totally missed it. I get it from the landsharkslist.com, the landsharkslist.com. And sharks is plural, by the way. You get a 7-day free trial using those guys. It's PropStream. And it's like, I think $99 a month afterwards. Pull about 10,000 records a month. I'm possibly going to convert over once I test this other system out, and it's, I've shot holes in it type thing. But for almost 9 years now, we've been using that system to pull leads. Now, what you mentioned about a helicopter flying over, that's pretty smart. I've never done that. However, there's easier ways to do it.
We got to get a helicopter now.
Yeah. There's easier ways to
Gotta
do
have
it.
one. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can write that off. You can probably write the whole thing off.
You guys don't have a helicopter?
You guys can rent mine if you want.
I got it. Yeah. I'll come over and rent Justin's. Yeah.
I'll come pick you up, brother.
All right. I'm looking for you.
Yeah. I'm good on the helicopters. I stay out of those.
So you got your you got your lead list, and then helicopter over Grand Canyon, really cool, by the way. But so are you doing any B2B? I recall you working with like the land realtor in town, or people who see land all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. When I find a piece of land, like for instance this land we just got under contract in the Carolinas, I go and find that land sale specialist real estate agent. I want that person to go and walk that land. That's my boots on ground, because I'm not flying. Even if Justin came and picked me up in his helicopter, I'm not flying all the way to the Carolinas to look at that. So I want that land sale specialist real estate agent to go do it. How do I find that person? I go on Redfin, and I see who's selling the land in that neighborhood. And that's the first person I'm calling. And I ask them, I say, what's your 30-day blowout price? What's your get her done now price? Because I want this land to move fast. Like, if it's still on the market 180 days from now, you're fired. And it's better to have those rules of engagement from the very beginning, because those conversations 6 months later suck.
Right. Yeah.
And I talked about, I want to make my land the most marketable, right? I sell it a little less. I sell it on payments, but there's one thing I didn't say. And I want to have video. I want video. I want drone photos. I want very good photos. Like an iPhone, I don't care if you have an iPhone 15, it won't cut it. Like, I want the photos to look like literally like you're standing there on the land, because that's what sells land. So we're looking at some land in Calhoun, Colorado, and I'm looking at the land, seeing everything selling for 90,000, 110,000. One sells for 200,000. I was like, why did this one sell for 200,000? Well, I click on it. It's got video. I've been screaming this whole time. The realtor superimposed herself on the video and just like walking the land with you, and it's just beautiful. Like, she's taking like very good photos. You can tell her boots are on ground. And that's my realtor. That's going to be my realtor for that area.
Wow,
that's the realtor
that's
I
great.
hire. And I used to sell a lot of this land myself. We were selling like 9 parcels a week. I had 2 VAs posting land on land.com, Land Century, Land Hub, Lands of America, Craigslist, Facebook, putting signs out. That's a lot of work. And then 2 people making calls. Well, guess what? I lived with 4 people by starting to utilize realtors, and my profits went up. Because these realtors don't make money unless they make a sale.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for doing that.
What about satellite imagery?
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of the photos. You want to have satellite. You want to show like the boundary lines. You want to show like how long the lines are. Like, okay, the east side is 68 feet. The west side is 48 feet. All those things, and really just show people 3D. Here's a really cool thing. When we have land sit for a while, we hire a Fiverr engineer off of Fiverr to do 3D rendering, show what it looks like. You built a cabin with a bunch of rocking chairs on the front porch on your land. Like, that is crazy.
Wow.
Another parcel of land we're trying to sell, it was wooded land. I guess Ty left. He asked this question and just took off. No, it was wooded land on waterfront. You couldn't see the water. So we had photos taken, and in the engineered, the 3D renderings, we had the land cleared. We didn't clear the land, but the 3D rendering cleared the land and showed what the water would look like with the house that you can see from the front door to the back door with, you could see the water directly through the house. So we plastic floor. When you open the garage door, like, you can see from the road to the water. It's really cool because the rest of it's glass on the other side of the garage door. So we almost did the same thing with the 3D renderings. It cost us like $100 on Fiverr and got us a full price offer on the land.
That's super
Just got to give people a vision.
Yeah, that's great.
I
That's a great
definitely didn't
resource. Yeah.
think of it myself, honestly. I think I stole that from somebody, but
Yeah. Fiverr's great though, but Fiverr's great.
yeah, it is. There's a lot of
Fiverr
talent
is
out there.
great. Yeah, Fiverr. Yeah, that's super good. These little tasks that people charge almost nothing for, you monetized and turned
Yeah.
into gold. That's super good. Are there any other questions in here for Brent right now? I see Rick popped in the room. Thanks for being here. Angel's
Hey,
here.
Rick.
Angel's one of our panelists every week, and we're always thankful to have her here.
I have a question, I guess, just so, am I understanding correctly that you find the land, you put it under contract, so you negotiate the deal, and then you're listing it with an agent? How are you flipping it?
Yeah, most of the time I'll buy it,
Okay,
and then
so you're buying
list
it.
it.
Okay,
Yeah, list it with a
it.
land sales specialist agent. And guys, if you're like, I don't want to create this, I don't have time to do this, but you got some money underneath your mattress or in your safe or earning you no interest in your checking account, team up with me. You know, I'm always looking for more money partners to do bigger land deals. But yeah, we buy the land and I want to market it. Like I'm just a marketer. I'm not creating this stuff. God did that a long time ago.
Right.
So I'm just remarketing it. That's it. And you know, on the deals that I don't have the money for, or I don't want to buy it, or I'm not sure, I'll get it under contract and I'll sell my contract. I'll assign my contract. I'll wholesale the land. But my preferred method is where we buy it and then we sell it to someone on payments because Americans think how much is going to cost me each month. I got a $200,000. We just did a deal. It's about 6 months ago now. I might have shared this before, but the average $200,000 mortgage at 6% interest over 30 years, you pay back over 420 grand. So you collect 220,000 in interest. That's literally like printing money. So if we're getting this land at a discount and we're selling it at retail plus the interest, it's almost like I just call that the Donald Trump method. I'll just leave it at that. So
I like that.
we
That's
just
great.
Yeah.
we bought this land in Holly Hill, Florida, really close to Daytona Beach, Florida. Bought it for 150,000 after closing costs is like 153,000. Well, we sold it for $25,000 down, and we wrote a $200,000 mortgage, so 225. But the $200,000 mortgage is at 11% interest for 30 years. So we're going to collect it's nuts what we're going to collect over 30 years. Now, here's the thing. We know that we're not going to collect it for 30 years, but the first 7 years of that mortgage payment, was that 96 months? I don't have a calculator on me. Those are pretty much front and loaded interest. And the banks know that people move every 5 to 7 years. That's why they set these mortgages up this way. So if they pay down, like in that 7 years, you're only going to pay that mortgage down from 200,000 to about 185, so about 15 grand. But their payment's $1,900 a month times $9,600. So we're going to collect. I can't even do that. Let's just only say it's $1,000 a month, which is higher than that. We're going to collect 96 grand, and they only pay off 15,000.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
That's the bank's game right there. Yeah.
And we bought it for 150.
Yourself.
Yeah. We're just putting it right back into to more land deals. And let me tell you something negative about land. There's nothing to depreciate, so there's no tax incentives. So you get hit with ordinary income tax. So your IRS tax bill is huge every year. Well, the first year wasn't big, and the second year it wasn't big, and it just caught up to me. So now I have a really good CPA that I meet with. How much real estate I got to buy? So we buy industrial and commercial buildings to do what's called cost segregation. So I would rather put a down payment of 25% on a building than send it to the IRS. So the IRS to invest in more cash flow properties. We pay taxes, but we've lowered our tax bill by investing in more real estate that's going to cash flow and be paid off one day, which it's crazy. These buildings, these industrial and commercial buildings are cash flowing too. They're not as good as land. But if you do triple net leases, these tenants never call you.
Right.
We
Yeah.
actually
Right.
are buying another building June 1st. I already have a lease on it. Already have a lease. They signed it yesterday to start. Close May 30th. The lease starts June 1st, and it's my tenants that just wanted to expand. So the banks take this lease and they give me a mortgage on my new building.
That's great.
Yeah, it's good
Great.
business.
So some of the stuff we're doing in the Land Sharks.
Yeah, it's good business. That's good business. So
It is
we
good
lend
business.
to a lot of builders, but we don't allow any subordinate financing. If you own the land and a builder comes to you, are you able to structure like a preferred return joint venture type of agreement so that you can contribute the land, let them get the
Yeah,
financing to build the house, and then when they sell the house, you get your money for the land plus your preferred return? Is that something that you'd be willing to do?
absolutely. Yeah, we just had that happen in Colorado. I was a little bummed because we had a 3-year interest only loan with this guy, and he just had to pay us off because the bank wouldn't allow they wanted to be the main lender, which it happens
Right.
all the time. Um, but yeah, I've actually got some land in Brevard County, Florida. I'm just hoping a builder would come and just build on it. It's roughly 4 acres. So yeah, we've done those joint ventures before in Colorado. I don't want to build. That's not my expertise. But if a builder approaches me and they want me to hold the land while they build on it, and those have done really well for us as well for the builder too, because they don't have to worry about buying the land.
Right. That's
Um,
right.
so yeah, I've got an opportunity like that right now in Colorado Springs. We own 34 townhomes can be built on it. It's on a 4-lane highway in Colorado Springs, and then I got another opportunity like that for Brevard County. If a builder wants to come and play, we'll work with them.
Yeah, the structure for that normally is inside of an LLC. And if you
Yeah,
contribute the land as an LLC into the LLC, then a lender like me could lend the construction financing to the LLC with you contributing the land.
I love
And then
that.
that way, yeah, that would be an easy way to get that deal done.
Let's do some deals, Mr. Shepard.
All right, I look forward to it. I look forward to it.
There you go. So let's we're coming close to the end here, and everybody has to get back to work and stuff, and you've got to get back to windshield time, and your wife probably wants to talk and stuff like that. And
She's
I
listening to the music over here, rocking her head.
so and unless there are any other questions that need to be asked by anybody here in the in the room, what's the best way to for a new person if you've piqued my interest here and I want to get started but I don't know where to start, what's the best advice? I mean, you've given me some links. I can go over here to the landsharks.com/lol. I can get the land offer letter. I can check out the landsharks.com/CRM. I can take a look at the software that helps you make offers. I can go to the landsharkslist.com and take a look at how you get data. But where do I really start?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I mean, I wish I wouldn't have made all the mistakes I made in land. So obviously, I'm a firm believer in coaches. I can't coach everyone. We can take on a few people a month in the Land Sharks program. It's a very small community. But to answer your question, go to thelandsharks.com. And this is my second appearance on your channel, Justin. And I said this last time. You got to mention Justin. I'm willing to do a special offer for your group. We worked with a couple of people. Just had a wonderful time working with them in your community. So
Yeah, thank
we're
you.
definitely going to do a nice discount for your community. And I don't do that often. I said that on the first time when we recorded this on the last one I was on. That's the only time I've ever done it. So I want to do it again. Again, I can take roughly 5 people a month. So give me a
Wow.
call or go to the landsharks.com, fill out that application. It's like 12 questions. And I will be the one calling you.
There you go.
Give me a day or two, maybe, depending on plan deals myself, so, but I do coach people and I love seeing the results happen really quickly. Revenue in the first position. We do deals together. You don't have to, but I love doing deals together. So go to thelandsharks.com.
Great. So everybody, you heard it. There's 5 slots available. So if you're interested, don't, like they say in billiards, pool, think long, think wrong, So if you think you're interested, go over there, Land Sharks, thelandsharks.com, and do it, take care of your business and get started. I can tell you that I don't know about Brent's experience, but I think it sounded similar to my experience, that I struggled in real estate doing anything successful at all until I found somebody that was doing it successfully, and they were willing to show me what to do, what to say, and when and how. And then things started to happen a little bit better for me. So I'm a big believer in that. So if you're interested in that type of thing, then there's 5 slots available. Don't lollygag. Is that a Southern word?
Yes, it
I
is.
think so.
I don't know where the roots of that word come from, but don't lollygag around. Get over there. That's something mom used to say.
Probably.
Are there any questions anybody has? I'm real grateful and thankful to have Brent Bowers here, one of the great land sharks, and then the panel, of course, Angel and Andre, and thanks guys for being here, and then everybody else that's in the room, and then the folks that are watching out there, or the folks that will catch the replay, which will be quite a few people. So thank you for watching. Are there any questions right now before we wrap up? What's a pressing question you may have before we call it quits today?
I think it was a great call. Very insightful. I think that land as a play is actually growing, because I think that people looking at housing are having a real tough time trying to figure out how to get more supply on the market. And if you can get down to the base of the land and control that, I think you're going to be able to generate some good returns.
It's the only thing they're not making more of, right?
The only thing. The only thing. Yeah.
They're
I
trying to
saw
make
that
more of it.
coming.
If you want to go to Mars, or maybe try to live on the moon or something like that. But I like the good old Earth.
Right.
Brent,
Especially where the people want to be. Especially where the people want to be. I think Brent's
yeah.
strategy of finding out where they want to be and going hard in those areas. It sounds simple, but that is so true. That's the way to do it.
Brent, I
Yeah,
heard
so
your
good. Good.
somebody here in the chat says your TikTok is rocking. You got a great TikTok channel. People follow you over there.
Yeah, we put out videos every single day.
Oh,
I've got a really good marketing director. She actually works for Ford Motor Company, but she does a really good job at it. So
Great.
yeah.
great. Nice.
I'll follow you over there.
Thank you.
On TikTok. I recommend everybody else follow too. And that way you can stay up to date on land flipping or land investing. I don't want to say land flipping, because really we're talking about more than just flipping land for a quick
Right.
check. We're talking about investing and creating income like a bank would. Gosh, I mean, it really doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Hello, how are you, everybody?
Hey,
This is
Rick.
One quick question. Can you share the links again, or our chat, Justin, because I was late, so I didn't have all the links.
Yeah, it's
I would appreciate
thelandsharks.com
LOL. I took a
/LOL. And that'll get you hooked up with the land offer letter. Now, if you go to thelandsharks.com /CRM, that'll show you the software that Brent's using to make about 500 offers a week, which is crazy if you think about how awesome that is, right?
Okay.
It's a lot. When he said it, I had to make sure I heard him right. That's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was thinking if I could implement something like that in my business, and I could make that many offers.
CRM,
wow.
And the third one was just landshark.com.
Thelandsharks.com will take you right directly to it. Yep. And then the landsharkslist.com is how you find where they source data is.
Got it. And
Yeah.
then the landshark.com we can set in a call with him so we can talk more about the
Yes.
coaching thing, right?
Yes,
Okay.
but you got to say Justin sent you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Justin is the powerful word there.
Yes.
And there's one more. It's the landsharks.com/ take a ride in Justin's helicopter. That's
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that
And
carried
then
interest piece, man, that's amazing. Being able to carry those notes on that land too, that's worth gold right there, Brent. That's
And
yeah.
that's where the power of this is. I said at the beginning of this, I didn't get into this to get rich. I needed to cover my mortgage payment, my truck payment, my electric bill. I was scared to death when I left the military. I was like, am I going to be homeless in 6 months? And when I went from making $4,500 in the military to $9,800 a month in land payments, I was like, okay, I'm going to be fine.
Right.
And the whole key was to how do I get this $9,800 to turn into that for the next 30 years. So I started doing longer. Now the payments went down, but I started doing
Right.
longer term notes. So we're doing like 78 notes now, where I've sold land on payments.
Wow.
So we get paid
Wow.
78 times a month.
wow.
Now here's
Amazing.
another bad thing about land. Or I shouldn't say land. Sometimes people stop paying us, and I got to take this land back.
Yeah.
Right. That's
and then
terrible.
start over.
We-
Do you take a nice down payment from them and all that up front so that
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
little front end loaded?
What's the
Oh, yeah.
normal down? Is it like 10 or 20 or 25? What do you normally do?
Every deal's different. Every deal's different. I'll tell you, if I haven't gotten at least $5,000 down from a buyer, there's about a 50% chance that I'm taking that land back.
Right.
Oh, man, that's great.
And I've
What a-
learned that
what a
over the
great
9
business.
years.
Recycle, repeat, right? Reduce, recycle, repeat. That's the phrase?
Well,
Yeah.
that on top of on top of that, his strategy of buying land where there's a demand. So let's say that he did that, and then 2 years later, the guy stops paying or the girl stops paying. Then all of a sudden, because that demand was there, he's got appreciation too that's working on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, man, this is great. Yeah, I love that. I love that strategy.
We took 4 parcels back this in the past 30 days. And yeah, most of them we're going to sell for more this time. It happens, unfortunately. So yeah, rinse and repeat. Guys, I got to go. I got another call where I got to talk to my coach. This has been amazing.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
love you,
thanks
dude.
so
Hey,
much.
thanks
Good to see you
everybody.
guys.
Love you guys. Thanks everybody for being here. Brent, God bless
Thank
you,
you.
dude. We'll talk soon. Hey, have a great rest of your trip and enjoy Brooks and Don. I'll see you
Yes,
later.
we will. Thank you for having me. Talk
All
to you
right.
later.
Bye-bye.